what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except for me because I'm back from Vegas, and for the Coyotes because that loss will stand for them. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah Merrill here with Steve Peters and Craig Morgan. We're starting before 11 p.m. It's a good start. Initial takeaways from this one.
Well, I just woke up, so what did I miss? What the hell? Craig, whatever pull you have with Commissioner Bettman, let's get on it, because this late night stuff, get the time zone change, call the government, call somebody. Let's get back on Pacific time zone, buddy. This is a tough one. And apparently the Coyotes have not yet adjusted to the time zone.
Buddy, I'm lobbying to get on Hawaii time zone at this point so we can get an earlier start times.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
does this get late?
Yeah.
The Coyotes said, you know what, this goes, it is still, I have to go back and check, because we had talked about this last time. They went to the Pacific time zone, and they have a tough time in the Pacific time zone. They just can't win in the Pacific time zone. I don't know what they need to do, but they can't win. This one was a disaster pretty much from beginning to end. I thought their puck management was horrific in the first 10 minutes. Again, we've talked about their ability to throw pucks in the middle of the ice like no other team in the National Hockey League and just give the game away. If not for Välimäki in the first, this thing could have got out of hand in a hurry. Their turnovers continue right till the final buzzer. They really struggled to manage the puck. It was a tough game.
They got Vegas's offense healthy for the first time in a long time. Vegas in its past 7 home games hadn't scored more than 2 goals in a game. And they had a lot of shot attempts, which they got again tonight. We were talking about this after the first period.
Good Lord.
Yeah. But in their previous 2 home games, they had 72 and 76 shot attempts, and they scored 2 goals. Tonight, offensive explosion in the third period. And this is a team that really hadn't been playing that well lately. Vegas was 9-9-1 in its past 10 games past 19 games coming into this, and scuffling a little bit, especially at home. They hadn't been playing well. Well, here come the Coyotes. And you mentioned they haven't played well in the Pacific Division. Well, Arizona is 1-8-3 in its past 12 road games now. So really starting to struggle on the road as well, guys.
Yeah, and these are the ones that Välimäki bails them out on, and you can only do so much. And it's funny because, Craig, we talked about one of the things that Välimäki, I don't want to say has trouble with, because it's every goal in the league has trouble with, and you hear it all the time, is get shots from the point with traffic in front, and tips and screens are a challenge. And you could see that tonight. It started with the power play on Stone and the last goal by Amadio. I mean, it's difficult. You can't stop what you can't see. And it almost wasn't fair for Välimäki. I mean, Keller throws it away on the power play. Chychrun throws it away 5-on-5. I mean, they just did it to themselves again. And, you know, it's a better team. Vegas is first place in the Western Conference right now. And I know they're struggling, Greg, but this is still a much better, faster, stronger. They're a better team. And you look, that's a team without Whitecloud, who's a good right-handed defenseman for them. It's a team without Eichel. Lehner's not going to play all season. I mean, this is, oh boy, I think this is what you would expect against the Vegas Golden Knights. It's hard because we've seen the Coyotes play so much better over the last week that we just expected it to be that kind of game, I think.
Yeah, let's dive into the numbers on this one because there's a lot to unpack here. Obviously, the shots on goal are one thing. We know this one. We've seen this before. Outshot, except for apparently I missed it the other night. They outshot Montreal, but Coyotes 0 for 2 on the power play. What you don't get to see there is that Vegas scored shorthanded. And then Vegas 2 for 4 on their power play, 50%. So pick your poison, which was worse tonight, the Coyotes power play or the Coyotes penalty kill. And then this bottom row here, shot attempts. We talked about this already, but Vegas 71 total shot attempts to the Arizona Coyotes 49. And to break that down a little bit, after one period, the shot attempts were 37 Vegas to 9 Arizona. And then after 2 periods, cumulatively, it was 53 to 28 Vegas in shot attempts. So a lot to unpack here. Let's stick on shot attempts for a second. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Well, the funny thing is it's still 1-1 after 2 periods, right?
I know.
So they're right there. And you mentioned the special teams that outscored the Coyotes 3-0. That's the difference in the game. Their special teams have really taken a dive. I thought the penalty kill for a little while had stabilized a little bit, but just not getting it done. They're not getting it done on special teams. And again, as we've said with this team a million times, if their special teams aren't playing well, they're really going to struggle to have any kind of success because they're not, for the most part, a great 5-on-5 team.
Yeah, and you talked about the special teams for sure. They'd killed, in 4 of the last 5 games, they killed all the penalties that they had, and you finally thought that was back on track. And tonight it struggled a little bit. And the power play, I mean, it's one thing when they're not getting, goals, but they've been getting opportunities to be able to move the puck. And tonight it just didn't feel like that at all. It just didn't feel like the power play was clicking. The shot attempts, good grief. I mean, that first period was so lopsided that I don't think the Zamboni went into the Coyotes zone between the first and the second. Like they had no possession offensive zone time at all. It was all Vegas. It was it's tough getting into the Christmas break, and you got LA coming up too, and LA is a good hockey team that plays hard. We'll just see what happens
well,
at the
right?
mullet. Yeah,
LA's
and
playing
then
well too.
then you get the couple days off, and then it gets harder. So this was one you just wanted to see them compete. And I don't know if they didn't compete or they just up against a much better team. And maybe that was just it. It was just Vegas just had it clicking tonight.
Speaking of the Christmas break, did you not get the memo, Petey, that you had to have a Christmas tree?
Yeah,
in your background?
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
Frickin' humbug, buddy.
Petey is the Grinch personified.
No, we've got so much.
I liked yesterday.
Too.
I listened to the audio show you guys did yesterday, and I like that you were going to rebrand it to Two Grumpy Men podcast when I'm not there.
Yes, probably very apropos. Although I will say this, when Craig and I do the podcast together by 7 a.m., we're up and we're buzzing. And
that's true. It's done and dusted by 6:45.
I can get to bed at a reasonable 8:30 p.m. on those days.
Thomas said Petey and I are both Scrooge.
But just wait, and we'll talk a little more Christmas in a little bit because the in-laws arrive.
Oh, buddy, save it for the audio pod.
Yeah,
we're gonna we're gonna talk all about Christmas.
We have another audio pod. Yes, we don't.
Petey doesn't read any of our texts. That's all.
Do we have another one?
We do.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
You don't have to be on it if you don't want to.
I didn't know. I thought
Scrooge.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it. There's a great quote from my mother-in-law. That'll be the tease to the thing that my mother-in-law I'm getting from Des Moines to hear. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. When are we doing this? Okay, I better read my notes.
It doesn't matter. All right. Well, let's also talk about one of the ways the Coyotes were in the box tonight, and that was their 9th too many men on the ice penalty of the season. And Craig, you reached out to NHL Stats and tweeted this out tonight. Entering tonight, all teams with 5 or more too many men penalties this season. Arizona was leading that group with 8, now 9. Minnesota, Anaheim, Nashville, Ottawa, and Vancouver also on that list. And what do all those teams have in common? They're not very good.
Exactly. Like maybe the Wild don't belong.
The Wild is sneaking into a playoff spot.
Well, they beat Anaheim tonight.
Let me ask you about this, Petey. You've been around coaches, all right? And I asked Andre about this when I was talking about the 11-7 formation. And I know there are a lot of people in the Discord today assuming that that's the problem, that it's because they're going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, so it's creating confusion on the shift. Andre indicated to me that's not the issue. He's not to tell me what the issue is, though. But you've been around bitches. What can happen in those situations? What are the other potential variables at play here?
Well, yeah, and you go back, you have to remember, do you remember the one where Keller got the too many men on the ice in overtime? He is trying to stop a defensive play. Had nothing to do with 11-7 or whatever. He was trying to get on the ice, and the opponents were on a rush against. He wanted to get out on the ice early. That's all that was. And that happens too. You want to defend the play. You're concerned about giving up goals. So that can happen. Today, it's confusion. And I think someone brought it up in the members only Discord that it's time to start going back to the video. And I think that may have to be what we do here. Because on this particular play, it's a forecheck. Coyotes dump the puck in. It's Fischer, Ritchie, and Hayton are on the ice. The 3 forwards are on the ice. When they dump the puck in, Hayton cuts across the top of the circles, and he looks like he's going toward the bench. And unfortunately, the camera doesn't follow him. But he doesn't leave the ice. He just goes towards the bench to cover that far wall. Well, when he gets to the far wall, McBain jumps on. Well, Hayton doesn't come off. Yeah. So it's McBain's jumping early for the player he's supposed to go on for him. A lot of the accountability, I know it's always the coaches. The coach's responsibility is to tell what players are up next. You guys are up next. And then amongst the line, what they do, and sometimes it'll go, I got this guy, meaning I've got McBain, or McBain has Hayton, or sometimes they go, I got the first guy, I got the second guy. And there are situations, one or the other, but you need to know who you have. And in that situation, I'm sure McBain had Hayton, and he thought Hayton was coming to the bench, and he jumped over the ice to defend. And it wasn't like close. It wasn't like there were 2 guys by the bench. They played with 6 guys. And
you got to make sure, right? That's on
Yeah.
Jack McBain to make sure he's coming off the ice.
So it does
It's
go
just a young mistake, right?
brushed off on the coaches a lot, but honestly, more often than not, it's the player, and there is confusion at the bench. And do I think the 11-7 can cause confusion? I do. I do think that can cause confusion on who's up next, because if Keller's supposed to go with Smolch and Boyd, but then he's also supposed to go with, Cassie and Richie, there could be some confusion. But I don't think that's fair to blame that on the 11-7.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that. And luckily for the Coyotes tonight, on that too many men call, Veggie came up with a huge save. And then unfortunately, Vegas did capitalize on that one. But Veggie did keep them in it, I would say, all game until the third period. And it wasn't quite Veggie's fault. I mean, you can't have, I think in the third period, it was something like 7 odd man rushes for Vegas on the night. And you can't expect to win games like that. You can't expect to win games and have 2 against on the penalty kill. You can't win having shorthanded goals scored against you. You can't win with odd man rushes, with dumb bench minors. So nothing was in. The odds were not in the Coyotes' favor. They were in Vegas. It's all about odds.
It is.
And gambling. And I know this is what I learned. This is my takeaway.
I know. That was your 3 days in Vegas, did you?
Yeah. And I'm a little upset, you guys, because the over definitely hit in this game tonight. And I was at the Vegas game the other night, and I bet the over. It was my first time placing a bet at an actual sports book.
Yeah.
And the over did not hit. And it hit tonight. So I'm a little salty about that. But you win some, you lose some, and just same for the Coyotes tonight. You win some, you lose some. I will say though, on Monday, another thing that was frustrating in Vegas is I couldn't place a player prop bet in Vegas for some reason on NHL. So I texted Sean and I said, please bet on Tage Thompson, just so I can live vicariously through you. And he did, and it paid off. And there you have it. So I listened to the show. He didn't give me credit. I'm sure he would have done it anyway. But it's so fun to bet on player props on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And if you bet on Juuso Välimäki anytime goal score tonight, I probably would have cashed in big, because he's not always leading that charge. But if you want to win some money on DraftKings, you can definitely do so. I missed DraftKings props when I was in Vegas, but now I'm back, so I can use it again. Download this DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Sign up with the code PHNX. Place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. And speaking of coming back from Vegas, I need to lay off the liquor for a little bit, so I'm probably not going to drink 4 Peaks here for a little, but Christmas is right around the corner. I'll probably break out some 4 Peaks for that. Maybe put a few 4 Peaks in people's stockings. That's a great stocking.
Wow, not a bad idea. I just filled up my beer fridge today with the Rattler Red. The Rattler
for
Red
the
ale.
in-laws.
For the in-laws. And actually, it's for me because of the in-laws.
In-laws are coming to town.
Yeah, you better watch out.
You better.
I'm gonna shout.
Watch out. And if you still need a gift idea, it's Christmas is a couple days away. Hanukkah's happening right now. If you're thinking, oh shit, I need a gift idea, give the gift of tickets to the PHNX inaugural tea party. Great idea for the golf fan in your life, the PHNX fan, the fan of fun events with food and golfing range, and the Dobson Ranch golf course is unlike anywhere I've ever been. You'll have to go to see and believe, but join us at the inaugural PHNX Tea Party presented by Four Peaks at Dobson Ranch Golf Course. We're renting out the entire driving range. Come hang with Big Drive Energy, the PHNX crew, and fellow diehards for a night of golf, food, drinks, contests, prizes, and more. That's my kind of night. It's January 13th at 5:30. By the way, and the PHNX Suns crew will be hosting a watch party for the Suns versus the Timberwolves. Four Peaks will be out there providing beer samples and swag. Beer samples and swag. Sign me up.
What else do you need?
Literally nothing. Check the link in the description to reserve your spot right now. And for our diehards, check Discord for your special link where you will save up to 20% on this awesome event. So we hope to see you all out there. Well, we've talked a lot about what went wrong for the Coyotes tonight, and let's go over Petey's keys and see how they stacked up.
How did they do? Keep up the kill. Well, Yotes killed 14 in the last 16, 4 of the last 5 games. That one didn't pay off. Stars keep shining. Schmaltz and Chikrin or Keller.
Schmaltz had an assist on the Christian Fischer goal. Yeah, so he
keeps the streak going up 4. Yeah. But not enough. And Veggie again, and it had to be Veggie. Veggie, he did all he could. It just wasn't enough. And like we said, Vegas is top 10 in shots per game, and it just overwhelmed them tonight.
Oopsie.
So didn't hit the keys today. Put one in the last column.
I feel like we've talked a lot about negative things tonight. I'm going to put it out there. We each get to say one more negative thing, and then we get to talk about the positives for a few minutes. Any other negative comments from this game? I know it was not the best night, but
I don't feel like I want to be negative anymore.
Okay, let's be positive.
Can we talk about the gold helmet?
Okay, Petey, so thank you for being here. We're gonna move to the positive section now.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Yeah, the gold helmets.
This is the positive time of the show. Should the Coyotes get one? Because they have metallic orange. Like, I don't know, what could they do? Because the Kings have the silver ones, the Knights have the gold ones. Like, could the Coyotes do something? Orange. No, metallic orange, isn't it? The metallic green from the green Kachina, like something.
No, why do you want that?
I don't know. Why not? The metallic purple.
The answer's in the description. Metallic. They don't have any metallic colors in their palette. So
I get it. I get it for Vegas and LA.
Yeah.
But no, I don't like it. I do not like it.
I do not like green.
Do you like the gold helmets though?
No, it's ridiculous.
You don't. Oh man, see, I like them. I like them. I do.
Well, their jerseys shine, their helmets shine, whatever.
It's Vegas. What do you want?
I know. And we haven't even talked about Leah getting a chance to see the warm-ups with the dancing girls behind the goal. That is like, talk about the best place to watch a hockey game in the National Hockey League. The Vegas experience. The mullet is awesome, but if you get a chance to go to T-Mobile, that Vegas arena is unbelievable fun.
It was very Vegas with, first of all, the slot machine winning noise every time someone scores. During the second intermission, they did like nightclub, KNIGHT club, where like all the lights were off and there was a DJ and it was a nightclub. It was very Vegas. But Vegas lost that game, so wasn't as poppin' as I'm sure it was tonight. People in the comments, F those helmets, Thomas said. Rob said they positively sucked. I like that you're trying to put a positive spin on it. A-Root said no, get rid of them all. Ooh, Nick suggested copper for Arizona.
Copper though. I'm not hating
one of the 5 C's of Arizona.
It is. That's true. So that's a good thought, actually. That could
Nick
work.
might have beyond to something. Copper,
and they could come up with another jersey, right?
Kenny throw copper.
Come up with a copper jersey to go.
Yeah,
with it. I like it.
Sure,
I like it.
Love it. All right, well, let's get into our positive segment of tonight. I'm gonna lead this. Let's start with Juuso Välimäki, who scored his second goal of the season tonight on a great chance. He just saw the puck right in front of the net, grabbed it, shot it. It went in. You can see the smile on his face. Probably felt good for him. He's had a couple healthy scratches this season. What'd you guys think about that one?
It's a goal. It's interesting because he gets in on the forecheck.
It's a goal.
It's a
Craig,
goal.
it's a goal.
That's pretty much where I was going with Petey.
That's
So.
where Petey gets paid the big bucks for analysis.
But Craig, what was the goalie doing? Reverse VH. Reverse VH on his knees.
I was wondering if you're gonna go here. Yeah.
Jerry Cheevers would have hit him right in the Boston wheel. Like, stand up. I'm so goddamn tired of goalies on their knees below the goal. I don't get it. I know Corey Schwab and I'll have to go at it again because he said, "Are you still down on the RVH?" I go, yes, I am. when we're working on the veggie story, but you know what? Välimäki, he started off really strong this season. I thought he was playing extremely well, and I thought it was good for him to take a game and get a chance to watch from upstairs. So he's a guy that's going to be, he's young. He's still going to be up and down, but I think it's a huge goal at the right time for him.
Yeah.
He's in on the forecheck.
At the same time, you look at the minutes, they're playing 7 defensemen and he had the fewest minutes. So that tells you that they're really spotting him right where they want to see him in the lineup. So some things to work on in his game, clearly. But like you said, he's young and they took a flyer. They can afford to do this sort of thing through the waiver wire because they're rebuilding. They're not trying to win. They haven't been.
And Craig, I know we were supposed to purge the negative, but we're talking about defensemen that had the least amount of ice time. Let's go to the one that had the most, and that's Jacob Chychrun, who we've always saying is on his way up. He's doing all these great things. He's on defending. Tonight was tough for him. This is the first time he's -3 tonight, and he didn't have that same jump that he's had. He didn't have that same snap of the puck that he's had. He didn't look like the same Jacob Chychrun we've seen through the first few games for him back from his injury. Yeah, he didn't have it tonight. I don't think he defended as well. He clearly didn't manage the pucks well, and he didn't shoot as well. So I think that was a tough game for him. Hopefully he can shake it off and get right back on the horse on Friday back at the Mullet. But that was a tough game for Jacob Chychrun.
Tough for Chychrun, tough for Keller, who got elbowed in the nose, was leaking on the ice. I also had that turnover. I know we were supposed to go into positive zone, but just had to mention that
2 penalties. Too.
Yeah. One of which led to a power play goal. Yep.
Whoops.
Yep. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about
positive again.
Yeah. Let's talk about friend of the program, Christian Fischer. Christian Fischer, who somebody in the chat pointed out just, I think, 10 days or so after walking and talking, the pattern continues. You
said 10 days.
You do walk and talking, you go, ooh, and then boom, take off.
Yep. It was a hat trick for Keller, and now Fischer with 2 points.
Absolutely. So Christian Fischer, great night from him. Obviously had the assist on that Välimäki just a goal, but also scored his own goal in the third period. Kind of got them back in it. I mean, at that point it was 3-2, and they could have stormed back and tied it. Maybe. I mean, we'll see, but at least gave them that boost that they needed. And Christian Fischer did all that, and that is why he is tonight's DraftKings king of the game. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 shots, +2 for Fish tonight. So,
well, one thing for that, Leah, I want to talk about Fischer's goal too, because this is an area where Fischer is supposed to be the guy that's good around the blue paint and good around the crease, and he's supposed to be a guy that can help add offense there. That's where he gets to the net. He's a bigger guy. He's really struggled to score goals from that area over the last few seasons. He's rang him off posts. He's banged him into the goal, or shot him wide from there. He's really had a hard time putting things into the net that tight. Today, he did. And if you get a chance to watch the replay on that, one thing that I think you'll notice that he did, and I think Tyson mentioned it briefly too, is he chokes up on the stick. So his top hand drops way down on the stick, so it shortens the stick up. That's how you're able to make plays in tight. You watch really good goal scorers, like you watch McDavid and Crosby, and those guys shorten their stick up when they get in tight. And Christian Fischer did that. And sometimes you should see him like this with his top hand, and he's in tight, and he can't make those moves in those tight spaces because your hands are too far apart. So he slides the hand down. He's able to make that goal. That was a really good, really skilled play by Christian Fischer.
And his 6th goal of the season. So he's been productive. He's doing what he set out to do this year, and he's definitely having a way better year than he did last year. And he's, you mentioned this, I think, on the audio show yesterday, Petey, but just about how this team doesn't feel like a last place team. I mean, they're obviously not in last, but because, they play for each other, they like each other. And I feel like Christian Fischer is a huge part of that in the locker room as well. It's not just about on the ice. It's that piece too, and that's invaluable. And there was chatter, and I think partly it was joking because every time someone does well in the Coyotes, the fans joke, should we trade him? Like blow it all up. And there was a little bit of joking about that in the Discord tonight. But it's some things are more valuable than stats on a stat sheet.
Is Craig still here?
I don't know. Craig, do you want to go to bed? Petey and I can wrap this up.
Screensaver. I got this, Craig. I like Craig's. I do like the sweatshirt, but we're going to talk about that in a minute too, because I got a thing about the script thing. But I think you're right, Leah. Fish brings so much more to this team, and he always has. And we talked about it at Thanksgiving. He's the gravy that pulls everything together. Like he's a leader on this team off the ice too. He's part of that core group, and he's a proud Coyote. He wants to be here. We talked about Lawson Krause, that same thing. So yeah, I think there is, you see guys pulling for each other, and unfortunately for Bill Armstrong, that's probably why this team's got a few more wins than they thought they would, and they're not in the Bedard sweepstakes right now because of that, because of their ability to pull together and play as a team, and us against the world mentality, and Andre's added that whole group together, and they're gonna have a hard time getting 32nd, and I don't know if that was the plan, but that's the way it is.
Not with the Blackhawks not even trying anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's
I don't
Yikes.
So
that is a bad team.
Leah, can I talk about Craig's sweatshirt?
Sure.
Did you see what Craig's wearing?
Yes.
It's to refresh.
Okay. Yeah. So who else ordered one of those?
You.
Well, yeah. Who
and
gets
me.
theirs? And who gets theirs first?
Craig.
Of course, Craig.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
Well, no, I don't either. Craig gets his.
Is there some confusion about this?
Conspiracy?
It's in Craig's contract that he needs to receive all merch in advance.
Seriously, I think they got it. They go, oh my goodness, it's Craig's order. Craig ordered something. Let's get it to Craig.
Did you guys get the PHNX leather jacket yet?
No. Yeah.
No,
oh my God.
He's got a PHNX bathrobe and the bathrobe.
The engraved PHNX employee of the month.
He does. His whole hallway is employee of the month in PHNX ever since we started.
And that's not even a thing we have. He just elects himself.
He just has them.
And then to get it engraved is somehow in his contract, and he doesn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, I get it. For the 13th time in a row, Craig Morgan is.
And JMT also said Craig's contract also includes Nutter Butter. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that.
Pellegrino, Nutter Butters.
Have you seen my framed copy of me on the cover of Time magazine too?
the painted photo of you above your fireplace.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The 3x5 foot picture of Craig on a
Man of the Year
screen rug right above the fireplace.
Oh my God. Craig in his PHNX robe sipping Pellegrino.
Exactly. That's exactly it. I bet he's got a robe with a hood like that it says PHNX on it, and he's got his name on it. I bet it says Craig. I'm sure it does. I'm sure.
Okay, well, none of these things exist in the PHNX locker. However, that sweatshirt does. It might be a little too late to order in time for the holidays. However, you can get a gift card to the PHNX locker. You can also give the gift of a Diehard membership to the sports fan in your life. All of that is available right now in the PHNX locker, and we talk about it all the time. So many perks to being a diehard. Obviously 20% off merchandise, a free shirt or hat every year, 20% off on events, including the tea party, access to our diehard Discord. So become a diehard today and give the gift of becoming a diehard to your loved ones as well. And I know, sorry, I keep bringing up Vegas, but I literally just got back today, and I mentioned earlier that I couldn't place prop bets when I was in Vegas. But luckily, something that did work for me was Underdog Fantasy.
Wow.
And I really, really wanted to have some interest in that game. So Sean and Shane and I did a 3-person private draft on Underdog Fantasy on the spot. Literally, I said to Shane, let's do a draft. He sent the link to Sean, and a minute later we were drafting. I unfortunately came in last. It's okay. Didn't have a great weekend of making money in Vegas, but that's all right. I think Sean ended up winning the Underdog.
Craig, did you get that
draft.
invitation to that draft? No, I didn't either.
Sorry.
Must have been a bad Wi-Fi signal or something.
Probably was.
Yeah.
That must have been it.
Sorry, as they say in Canada.
As long as we're talking about this, Leah.
Wait.
How much about Vegas do you actually remember?
Well, don't undermine my ad read, Craig. Let me
Oh, boy.
let me finish this first.
Still going here?
Oh my god! I'm gonna kick you off this feed because I am in control tonight. But like I said, Underdog Fantasy, it was super fun, super easy to use. I only lost $3. It's okay. I also did the pick'em game with all players in the Golden Knights Sabres game. Made it like for two teams, and I know Sean's a big Sabres fan. Like I didn't really have a rooting. Well, I kind of wanted Buffalo to win because I don't like Vegas, but didn't have a true rooting interest. It made it fun to cheer for higher or lowers, the ones I placed in the pick'em game. So you should head on over to underdogfantasy.com or download the app, sign up with the promo code PHNX, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. That was the best part about me losing a couple bucks. It wasn't even my money. It was the money that Underdog gave me. So check it out. Okay, Craig, you can now ask me about Las Vegas.
What do you remember?
I remember the whole thing. I really didn't actually drink as much as it was made to seem, but it was my first time in Las Vegas. My hotel room looked at T-Mobile Arena, which was kind of funny that I waved goodbye to it today and drove 4.5 hours back to be in my kitchen for the post-game show. But
that means only a couple possible resorts. Where'd you stay? Because
Park MGM.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leah, did you see Blatantly Asine's comment, by the way?
No, I did not.
You probably needs to see that.
Oh, thank you, Blatantly Asinine. I thought the post-game show on Monday,
I
thought it was an amazing show. I listened. I thought it was a really great show, but thank you to Sean. But I appreciate it. And I did see the comments also at the start of that show before I put it away of everyone in the comments saying, I'm Leah. We're all Leah. That was funny.
It was funny though. I will say this. Leah does do the I don't know what you call it, the show run, I guess, where you write everything up. And several times that she's given it to me, and this time to Sean, it did say, I'm Leah. It did copy. So Sean was just doing what he was told.
If Sean had read ahead, then he would have changed it. But that's okay. No, I really thought Vegas was cool. Everyone says the strip's way bigger than you think, and it was like way bigger. I walked 3 miles the first day. My legs are literally sore from how much I walked yesterday. Saw a ton. I did win money on a slot. I won $43 on a slot machine.
Slot?
Not the panda slot. It was like a little spicy pepper.
I don't even know how to handle that.
I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. And it was really cool to see an NHL game in another building like we already talked about. And the other thing I want to say about Vegas is I could not believe how many Golden Knights everything was everywhere. Like Golden Knights decals on the windows, Golden Knights license plates, merchandise. In my hotel, there was a Golden Knights store. And I know it's like the closest hotel to the arena, but like a Golden Knights store. And we talked about the vision a lot for what the TED can be and how you expect, the retail and the restaurants and the shops to have that same energy of like the Coyotes decals in the window and the Coyotes flags. I really got that in Vegas. It was really cool. And this is a weekend I was there. The Raiders played on Sunday and then the Golden Knights played on Monday. I was there both days. And there was way more, I felt, buzz and representation for the Golden Knights than the Raiders. And I know, the Raiders just moved there. Golden Knights have been there longer and is like their own team. But I just thought that was really cool. And, it's a natural rivalry for the Coyotes to go against Vegas. And a lot of us here don't like Vegas. I don't, the Golden Knights, that is. But it was cool to see hockey like thriving in the Southwest like that. So that's my little spiel on that.
No, I'll jump on that. That's exactly what you want in Tempe, and that's what you hope to have. One of the things they had is they were successful and they were winning and they were in the playoffs. I think Coyotes will need to have that, but if you get that in Tempe, I think there's going to be ownership by that community. I really do, and I think that you see it when you go to a lot of these markets that have the arenas downtown. You see it in San Jose. It's shark after shark after shark on all the shops. I think you're going to get that in Tempe, but I also think they're going to have to be decent. They're going to have to be a good hockey team. And once they're competing for the playoff spot and they're in the TED and they're a part of the Tempe community, I really think Tempe is going to buy into this. And I think you're going to see that. I think you're going to see the jerseys around town and the signs around town and the flags. And I really think it's going to be part of the Tempe community. We're just not there yet. And we got to get that vote done too. So
and Austin Matthews has to sign his contract.
Boy, can you imagine? I think they're going to
and Tage Thompson.
If they do, could we do that at the corner of Matthews and Thompson? Yeah, of course we did. Where's the arena? Yeah, Corner of Matthews and Thompson.
1 year after they draft Braden Yeager.
Oh,
Sixth
Craig.
pick in the draft. Oh boy, did I go back to that.
Oh, it's hard not to be negative at 11:20 at night after a 5-2
I don't know if I'll care though,
loss.
because we'll be in Nashville, and so I don't know if I'll care. We could pick. I don't know. Pete, where's Petey? They're ready to pick. I think he's at Tootsie's.
Petey, we
Gotta have
need
some
your
luck this year.
breakdown.
Yeah, where's the breakdown? No, he's
we
at
haven't seen him
Tootsie's.
since yesterday.
Yep.
Well, on that note, let's take a look at the standings from tonight because Anaheim lost, Chicago lost, so at least the Coyotes kept up with the pace and lost. And blatantly asinine brings up a good point because everyone throws it in my face when ASU basketball does well. ASU basketball had a horrible night tonight, and I just want to throw that out there because it brought me a little bit of joy.
Yeah, how'd that ASU show go tonight? Whoops.
Yeah, exactly. And Sean is not here, so he had to. I literally gave him. I said because he texted me like, "Do you want me to produce your show or should I be on ASU?" I was like, "Well, which would you rather do?" He's like, "Oh, no, I want to be on ASU." And I wanted to text him like, "Are you sure you made the right choice?" Because you could have been here with our like. I don't know how many losses it's been now. How many losses is this for the Coyotes?
I don't know.
This is old hat for us.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Coyotes. And I didn't realize the week that they had. Like I'm so focused on, getting through Friday and then the Christmas break.
Christmas. Yeah, the Christmas
But then
break.
you have Colorado next Tuesday, Toronto next Thursday. I mean, that's an automatic dub.
Right.
And then heading to Florida on New Year's Eve for a 3:00 game. Hey, we love that here after this week of 8 p.m.s and 7:30 p.m.s. But tough schedule ahead. However, Colorado banged up, Toronto always a dub, like we said, and then back to the East Coast for the Yotes into the new year.
Yeah, they'll get to play the Florida Panthers on that trip too. Who, PD, I think you said this at the beginning of the season, might not accomplish what they accomplished last season. They're scuffling a bit. So, yeah.
I mean, do I see a win there? No, but
on that week, what about Toronto? They always beat Toronto.
No, yeah, Toronto's a win. That's automatic. I mean, honestly, that is a given since what year, Craig? Like it's been
2002 or something.
Oh, they've won like 47 straight against them.
I think we're just over 40 straight consecutive wins against the Leafs. Yeah, honestly, you might as well take that. I would put that as a money line right now. Money line Yotes over Toronto. I would take Austin Matthews anytime score, but I do like the Yotes over Toronto. That's a tough week, and then that travel again. It's you think they had that 14-game road trip, and then they have a game where they're on the road every week. It's like they're home for 2, then they're 1, and then home for 3, and then 1, and then like let them be home for 2 weeks. Let them get back their bearings back. Let's get them their bodies and minds back in shape. And now, no, let's not just let's send them to the East Coast again. Let's really screw with them. Let's let them play at 5:00 local start. Like what the hell is that? They're going to play 3:00 in the afternoon body time after getting there because they can't fly 2 days ahead because there's a game. That Tampa Bay game could be tough. Yeah, I don't know.
They're playing well too right now.
Yeah, and that's a tough team in their building on any circumstances. But then you throw in the travel and the day game. I don't like that one for Arizona. The schedule makers did them absolutely no favors.
Yeah, Nick's freaking out that we jinxed it by saying it's a lock, but I think we said that last time too. So we'll just we'll just ride the wave. And also, I want to answer Nick's question from earlier. You can find Walking and Talking on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, and you can also find it on the PHNX_Coyotes Twitter account. Petey, you're doing another Walking and Talking soon, aren't you?
There is a rumor that is happening soon.
All right. Well, who will you bless with the?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, it's a surprise. I literally don't know.
Craig knows. I think Craig knows.
You know what has to happen for you to do a Walking and Talking? The Coyotes actually have to have a practice, and they haven't had many of those. They're not going to have it tomorrow again, or there's another off day. So
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that leaves what day is tomorrow? I honestly don't know. Thursday. So that leaves
the day
Friday.
Your in-laws arrive.
That leaves Friday because they're off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it has to happen Friday because they are taking tomorrow off. So it's got to be
Friday's
Friday.
a game day.
Yeah, Friday's a game day.
If they skate that morning, I'll sneak it in.
Cool. Love it. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be my last chance before the break, but if they don't, I'm sorry. It'll have to be the week after.
Yeah, well, lots of chances to see the Coyotes in person over the next week and a half. Obviously, LA on Friday, the Avs game on Tuesday, and the Leafs game on Thursday. The Leafs game especially. Coyotes fans, you got to give the Leafs fans a run for their money. Show up and show out and check out Game Time when you buy your tickets. I had a firsthand experience using Game Time in Las Vegas on Monday. I waited till the day of the event. I sat in the upper bowl, but in row B, so like almost as close as you can get. $50 each. And it was so freaking easy. I literally hit 2 buttons and then I was like, okay, we'll send you your tickets. And then they sent it to me and I walked in and it was so easy. I had the best experience using Game Time. So definitely check out Game Time when you buy your tickets because you'll save up to 60% when you buy them last minute. It's the best place. It's the best place to get tickets. So the best way to support us, which I did this on Monday, is by using the link below in our description and click the link to when you go to buy your tickets and then let us know what you bought your tickets for. We love to hear. We've heard nothing but great feedback about people using Game Time. And then another thing I missed out, this is something I missed while I was gone, is our more furniture at the studio. We were home tonight, so didn't get to sit in the recliners. So the ASU guys needed to relax watching that one in studio tonight. So I'm glad they got to have that. Glad they got to have their post-game show in those comfortable chairs. And if you need some holiday gift ideas for yourself, or if you just want to treat yourself, like there's a lot about giving others gifts, but like treat yourself too. And if you're looking to add some more furniture, that wasn't even intentional, to your collection, definitely check out More Furniture right now. They have a holiday clearance event happening where you can save up to 50% off at morefurniture.com. That's MOR Furniture, and we're about to enter a new year, so it's a perfect time to redo a room in your house, redo your office. You know, it's just a great time. So check out morefurniture.com. Anything else? Yep. I know Craig has been asleep for the last 45 minutes. So
I'm kidding. One more thing.
I'm kidding, Craig.
I got one more thing.
Okay.
Phil Kessel.
Yeah, Betty.
Is the streak going to end soon?
You guys, did you see that quote? Did you see that quote?
Yeah.
Yeah, the quote of the coach is basically saying you're not
I didn't understand the quote because it was like so much coach speak. It like went right over. It
basically means he doesn't defend. He doesn't defend. He doesn't back check. He only looking for offense. He doesn't play in the defensive side of the ice, and that's kind of what it said. He only plays from the blue line in. That's basically what Cassie's trying to say. He doesn't work at the defensive side. So
yeah,
I think
and dropping him down too is about matchups, right? Like you said, those top guys are going to play against top players. So
yeah, he can't be out there against the top players.
Game. Yeah. This was I looked at his game logs. He's been under 11 minutes 8 times this season in ice time. This was the first time this month, and obviously they demoted him, so you expected that sort of. But I wonder too, like how we wondered about this all along. How long would Vegas be patient with him? We figured he'd get the record. I think he's now played 1,017 consecutive games. There's really nothing to be gained by keeping him in the lineup if you think he's not giving you anything. And honestly, like if you look at his possession stats, they're really bad, and he's being put in a lot of advantageous situations to try and take advantage of what skill he has left. He's being, was playing with the right players. Still not producing, still not getting it done. So I wonder when the time comes.
Yeah, I think it's close.
And we saw it happen with Keith Yandel too, finally. And I agree with you. And he hit the 1,000 benchmark. He got to set that record. He'll probably hold that record, if not forever, then for a very, very long time. But yeah, I mean, he's only getting older. So, and a lot of comments here in the chat too about Tyson Nash kind of ripping Kessel on the broadcast a little bit tonight still, over him not, thinking, how he left and him not thanking the Coyotes. But it's an interesting one that we'll keep tabs on for sure, because Phil Kessel was, a part of this organization for quite a while there as well. All right. Well, we have a request to see the punch card, so let's see it before we head out here. Almost halfway across this line. We already have a win, but maybe we'll get another one with the Leafs game, chipping away at it about a third of the way to Nashville. Let's go.
Wow.
And Coyotes lose tonight, one step closer. Gotta go for the, if you're not at this point, like, I'm not even trying to have Anaheim win because they're just so bad. Like, forget about Anaheim. Let's just get that number 2 spot. That 31st.
I don't know, guys. Anaheim might figure it out at some point here. They did win a couple games, and maybe they'll figure it out and climb past. You hope that, like, but there's 5 teams in it now. There's 5 teams in this mix. San Jose is in the mix. Columbus is obviously in the mix, and then the Blackhawks have already decided that they're going to finish with the worst record in the league.
And they're going to get the pick too. It's just, that's the way it is.
Kane's
getting ready to go, so they got to get another first overall.
No,
pick.
Craig already had his Chicago rant on yesterday's audio
Need a cowbell.
But you know what though, Craig? If you gave the Coyotes Soderblom and you gave Chicago Blackhawks Välimäki, they would be in much different places right now.
It's true.
That's very true.
I see a lot of other problems with the Blackhawks. And then you're right. Like, once Patrick Kane's gone, oof,
oh boy,
that's going to be one ugly team.
Yeah.
Don't reward them, NHL. Don't reward them. Don't do it. It's not going to be a good look.
Oh yeah. Well, we still have a lot of season left, and of course we'll be there with you no matter what happens. 5 days a week, post-game shows, audio shows. So be sure to be subscribed to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, where we'll be live Friday for a post-game show after the LA Kings game. And also, if you make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to audio. I saw a comment earlier about our podcast being on Spotify. Whatever audio platform you listen to podcasts on, our podcast is there. So Apple, Spotify, you can find it both there. On Apple, it would mean a lot if you can leave us a review with stars and a comment. It really means a lot to us and helps us. And subscribe, because we have audio only episodes multiple times a week and you don't want to miss those. They're really great. And we'll have another one for you coming sometime tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as well. And also be sure to follow PHNX Sports across all social platforms. A lot of Arizona sports news with the Cardinals and the Suns, just always something going on. So you don't want to miss a thing. PHNX Sports on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And of course, follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. You can follow each of us. I'm at Leah Merrill, at S. Peters Hockey, at Craig S. Morgan, and Sean at Sean_Depods. You can go comfort him after ASU's brutal loss tonight. Just had to throw that out there. But everybody in the chat, thank you so much for joining us on another PHNX Coyotes After Dark. And we'll talk to you all soon.